You were born primal.
What is up, y'all? Modern Assassin, firing off from the farm on the Free State. Coming at you with the first, I was going to say episode, but we ain't even going to call it an episode. We'll call this Prelude, the first installment, if you will, of the KiLLs podcast with, as I said, yours truly, Modern Assassin. Don't know where it's going to go, but I can promise you it'll be raw, real, no bullshit. Welcome. First recording. If I sound a little funny, it's because either I have a cold that's kicking my ass right now, or it's because I have a bunch of new equipment I have no idea what the fuck I am doing with. But anyway, we are recording. The light is red. We are on. This is KiLLs with the Modern Assassin. First off, what is the podcast? What KiLLs? What's going on? Well, I guess I'll start where I found out about podcasts. A buddy of mine introduced me to podcasts, and I quickly began listening to just about every single Joe Rogan episode, and from there on, graduated into some others like Meat Eater, Steve Ranella. I think between his skill set, his knowledge, and just the history and everything he knows, is one of the most fascinating human beings. Got addicted to that podcast as well. Listened to several others, and then went on to actually be on several podcasts myself. The first one was with Kurt and the boys over there at Working Class Bell Hunter. Had a blast doing it, and then from that podcast, my boy D-Rock, along with Trev and the porn star, they started up East Coast Bell Hunting Podcast. I've been on several episodes of East Coast, always have a blast with them. I've been on Where to Hunt Podcast, Whitetail Distraction, Truth from the Stand, Chasing Tails, and I feel like an asshole if I'm forgetting anyone, but yeah, I believe that's all I've been on. But I've always had fun doing it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun podcasting. Now, all those podcasts that I just mentioned, with exception of maybe Rogan, are hunting podcasts. All the podcasts I've been on have been hunting podcasts. This podcast is not a hunting podcast. That may surprise you. The name KiLLs. Everything else, well, that's the way it is. It's not a hunting podcast. Basically, I want to know, what do you kill it at? I want to talk to badass men and women that kill it in their craft. Whatever it may be, if I find it's interesting, I'm not just going to talk to every Yahoo fuck. If I think it's cool and interesting and someone I want to talk to, I don't want to limit myself to an area of hunting. Now, that being said as well, I spend most of my time hunting. A fuck ton of my friends are hunters. A lot of the people I respect and want to talk to are hunters. So there will be a lot of hunting talk on this podcast. But, I want to branch it out just into the lifestyle. And basically, like I said, whatever I find is interesting. If I think it's cool and I think you guys will enjoy it, I'm going to try to get them on the line, sit down and talk raw, real, no bullshit, Get into it, whatever it is. Like I said, what do you kill it at? What's your craft? What do you kill it at? That's who I want to talk to. Hang on, I need to take a drink here. I told you, my throat is all fucked up this cold. And it feels weird doing a podcast, not drinking a shebeen. I think that's a first. Drinking some licorice tea with some sarsaparilla whiskey and honey. That just made me sound like a faggot, didn't it? Can I say faggot? This is my podcast, so fuck it. Yeah, I can say faggot if I want. But it's killer bee honey. So, I mean, this is a KiLLs podcast, so we got fucking killer bee honey in our tea, all right, bitches? If anything I've said so far in this first 5 minutes has offended you, please fuck off now, because it's only going to get worse. That's about the one thing I can promise you. That's just the way it is. And if the faggot comment offended you, really, I am sorry. I'm non-discriminatory, non-sexist. I don't give a shit. The only time I am sexist, actually, is if I have a tag that's only good for one sex. Then, the law says I have to be. Other than that, I'm a non-discriminatory motherfucker. I hate everyone equally. So, back to the outline here before I get too far off and fuck this shit up totally right from the start. You know what? The outline's just making me feel anxious, so we're going to get rid of it, and I'm just going to continue talking. So, yeah, the KiLLs It podcast. I'm going to let you follow me around. I'm going to try to take the equipment along with me on the hunts I have scheduled. I've got my boy D-Rock about to come in town to sick a deer hunt. I was lucky enough to win the lottery and get a Maryland bear tag this year, so I'm going to be heading out, staying in the mountains with a buddy of mine, and chasing some bear with my bow. And from there, I will be... Hopefully, I'll close the deal on the bear within the first couple days, because I'd really like to head out to Ohio, as always, around Halloween. Get up with Keith Sherrock, stay with him and his wife, Stephanie. And, of course, my boy R. Dizzle out there. Get up with him and just have some fun with the Ohio fam before I got to get back here. And then I have a crazy hunt planned for November 10th to 15th. Something I've never done, and I don't even know quite what to expect. We'll get into that when it comes time, when it gets a little bit closer. But, yeah, as I said, this podcast, it's going to go all over the place. I'm just going to try to enjoy it. This was kind of a introductory Prelude episode. And I tell you what, it's kind of weird just sitting here by myself talking. But I talk to myself a lot. Don't repeat that. Yeah. Anyway, moving forward, this is how it goes. Don't know where it's going to go. With that, you're going to hear some similarities, some changes. It's going to be different every week. I'm going to implement new things. You're going to hear some probably similarities from other podcasts. One of them, out of respect, I'm probably going to steal or at least make my own version of the veteran shout out, like working class bell hunter, because that is truly important to me. And I don't think the boys would mind too much if I'm biting off doing something similar to that, because, hey, they support our veterans. We all support our veterans. If you don't, you can really fuck off. So, yeah, I think I've pretty much exhausted what this podcast is going to be about. I'm going to try to keep it regular, like as far as how often I post it, but I'm a pretty irregular dude, so don't know that I can even keep a schedule. I mean, I can't remember what I did yesterday or what I got to do tomorrow. I just go with the flow, try to make shit happen, especially when I'm running gun hunting or out all night bow fishing. So I am going to bring in guests starting probably next episode. I may have some other episodes where it's just me, maybe just talking about a hunt I had or something like that, but I will be introducing guests. Some of them, if you heard me on the other podcasts, they will be familiar. Otherwise, I'm hoping to bring some new people, some people y'all unfamiliar with. Like I said, just basic men and women that kill it at their craft, whatever that be. So, with that being said, this is a Modern Assassin signing off for the KiLLs It podcast. Promise y'all it will forever be raw, real, no bullshit.
You were born primal. You were born primal.
Modern Assassin, y'all. Peace out. Keep killing it. What do you kill it at? Let me know. Hit me up. Peace.